Our next guest is Destiny Herndon-DeLaRosa. Destiny is founder and president of New Wave Feminist, a group that advocates for nonviolence for all, womb to tomb. Welcome, Destiny.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for joining us. Your group, New Wave Feminist, is outspoken about the abortion issue, but you're also outspoken about a lot of other issues. For example, the care of migrants. How would you describe your group's kind of distinctive mission?
Yeah, well, we subscribe to the consistent life ethic. So just a belief that we should be protecting human beings from violence at all stages of their life, from womb to tomb.
So tell me about, I mentioned the migrants, and you're purchasing a bunker or something. Did I read that?
To provide services. Pretty cool. Yeah, we're purchasing it's a bomb shelter. That's our nickname for it.
Same thing, but to serve people, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a shelter. It's going to be part shelter and part women's healthcare unit. So offering pregnancy tests, sonograms, well women's care, and just medical services down at the border, as well as a shelter for pregnant migrant women and mothers who are incredibly vulnerable. It's going to be in Juarez, Mexico, and so it actually used to be the U.S. Embassy, and so it's a certified bomb shelter. So we're calling it the bomb shelter because it's going to be the bomb shelter. Yeah. But it will be a shelter that can service hundreds of people within the community, and kind of bring that consistent pro-life message that just because you are outside of the womb, we still care about your life. Your life still has value and deserves to be protected.
Have you always felt that way about the womb to tomb, the way you talk about it from womb to tomb and this consistent whole life message, as you mentioned? Has that always been something that kind of weighed on your heart, that you wanted to show to the larger community that being pro-life is about all those things? Yeah,
I think I've always personally felt that way, been anti-war, anti-death penalty, and then I extended into the womb when humans are at their weakest and most vulnerable by, also being anti-abortion, but acknowledging the uniqueness of the situation as a feminist. This is not my body, my choice. It's a body inside of your body. It's a very unique situation, but we need to understand that bodily autonomy is incredibly important, and I believe that it should start the moment you first exist, the moment your body first exists. It should be protected from violence, and so I've always had those personal beliefs, but when I found the consistent life ethic, I was like, oh, there's a name for it, and there's other people who believe in it. This is very cool.
So you've argued against the line that abortion is needed for women's equality. What does women's equality truly look like to you?
Well, I would say that abortion has actually kept us from true, and beyond just equality, but equity, right? Mm-hmm. Societies where we accommodate female fertility, where we have stepped up and made sure protections are in place in academia, in corporate America. There's so much where abortion has become this cop-out that says, oh, you're pregnant. Well, you can make this choice. If you want to fully participate in society, you have to sacrifice the life of your child to do that. And as a woman, I'm not going to settle for that. I believe it's a flesh tax on the poor, on the marginalized. I myself became pregnant at 16 years old, and the only reason that I have a 21-year-old today, which blows my mind that he's that old, is because I had family support. I had community surrounding me. And so my activism is very much rooted in making sure that other women also have that same privilege of just community.
So if Roe is overturned this year, if that happens, what would you say needs to be done for women that find themselves, like you did when you were 16? I
think that, we could have been building, and we have slowly, in small ways, this post-Roe culture, but now is the time that it is absolutely a necessity. We have to show up for women. I really want to caution the pro-life movement. Don't just pat yourself on the back and say, okay, it's illegal, it's time to go home now. This is when our real work begins. This is when we need to be out there in full force, making sure that we are supporting women with housing, childcare, paid parental leave, from the corporate level to academia to just communities. Love the women in front of you.
Your website?
NewWaveFeminist.com.
Thank you, Destiny, for all